Now, just days after former President Biden announced that he has an aggressive form of prostate cancer, a new book is coming out with allegations that his aides hid his declining health from the public. Original Sin by journalists Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson delves into first-hand accounts, many of them anonymous, from Biden's time in office. Tapper and Thompson discussed their findings earlier on CBS Mornings.
The Biden that we saw on the debate stage last June, he had other moments like that behind the scenes, and increasingly so. And they started structuring his schedule, his public schedule, to make sure that the public didn't see it. And even some people inside their own administration, their own White House, their own cabinet, did not see this.
CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro joins us now from Wilmington, Delaware. Aaron, good morning to you. Any reaction from the Biden camp at this point about what is really being described as an explosive book?
Arrow, good morning. I'm about a mile away from the former president's house in Wilmington, where a source has told CBS News is where he is staying, as he and his family considers treatment on his cancer diagnosis. But we did just get this response on the book from Biden's spokesperson, where they say, quote, "There is nothing in this book that shows Joe Biden failed to do his job, nor did the authors approve their allegation that there was a cover-up or conspiracy." The spokesperson goes on to say that there was no examples where national security was threatened or where President Biden wasn't, quote, engaged in the important matters of the presidency. You also saw a reaction from Naomi Biden, the daughter of Hunter Biden and granddaughter of the former president, where she called the book, quote, political fairy smut, and really discredited the claims in it. And this book, from a quick skim earlier this morning, really mainly details examples, accountants from Democratic officials, members of Congress, where they had seen President Biden's mental acuity in decline, yet remained silent.
And what was interesting, Aaron, is this morning, as Jake Tapper was looking at that statement from former President Biden's spokesperson, Tapper insists that this book does actually expose a cover-up, and all of the information he was able to gather was post-election in between November and now. But of course, this was before this public announcement of the former president's cancer diagnosis. Do we know what types of treatment are even being considered?
Yeah, at this moment, we have nothing official from the Biden camp. We do know that chemotherapy is an option for this kind of treatment, a type of hormone medication that lowers the former president's testosterone levels to help kind of stunt the cancer growing. But we also know that President Biden, from his time as vice president and during his time in the White House, has really heralded more federal funding for clinical trials. That's been something that's part of his, quote, cancer moonshot initiative, and potentially, though we're waiting to hear from his camp, could be something that they could look into.
All right, Aaron Navarro with the latest for us, joining us from a windy Wilmington, Delaware. Aaron, thanks.